ARK's biggest day. Patches inbound. And the founders speak out about ARK 2. You're right, kids, it's Raasclark and welcome to your regular ARK community news. Before we begin, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, share around, and let's get into it. So, perspectives, targets, records, breaking. That's right, that actually happened with the launch of Fjordur. That's right. On June the 14th, there were more people playing ARK on Steam than there ever has before in the 7 years of it running, which is a phenomenal deal, and there's a couple of reasons possibly why we hit that. But to put that into some perspective, the closest we have ever come on Steam was 157k in 2020 in March. It's almost double. Okay, it's not quite, but it's a lot more than what it was. That's a massive, massive number. And just, yeah, a big shout out to you, the community. It's a great time to be an ARK fan. There are more people playing ARK than there ever has been before it. Now, yes, there are a few reasons. One, of course, being, yes, Fjordur, the new free mod map that's officially launched across all platforms, and you are seemingly enjoying it. It's a very fun map. I am certainly enjoying it. I don't know if I can use that word, but we're all having a good time nonetheless, with a few patches inbound for you on console and a fix for this that's going on the screen right now, and I'll get to that one in just a moment. But the biggest reason possibly is because it is completely free on Steam to download and play, and it's going to end very, very soon on 19th of July at 6 PM. You haven't got very long left, and if you still are unsure, if you still haven't took the plunge, if you don't own Steam, it doesn't matter. Just go and make an account. If you get this now, you keep it forever. It's a no-brainer, so go and just add it to your account, and that's it. You've got ARK for free to play whenever you want. So a lot of you have been feeding back a few bugs, issues with Fjordur. Whilst you're certainly, yes, very much enjoying the map, there are one or two things that are a bit of a bugbear. One, of course, being engrams. There are no engrams to unlock for all of these unique creatures that you can get on the map. Therefore, you can't craft the saddles to ride them. Well, there's good news coming your way. Already patched on PC, there are now learnable engrams to Fjordur that match to Lost Island, which means this will come to console pretty soon, maybe in the next few days. Though, is a rock drake saddle in the Lost Island list? I'm not too sure about that. Hopefully it is. That's a big reason why people want to play. Or are they going to lock you to unlocking the saddle? Still an aberration. Yeah, you get a rock drake, but you still got to play app to ride it. On top of that, they've added an element reward to the mini-bosses that you can fight on Fjordur, the 3 mini-bosses that we've gone through in our previous guide. In fact, this guide that's going on right behind me right now, because there's a lot of feedback from the PvP community, especially that there's one cave full of element shards and people are locking it down and not letting anyone else in. It's a sad state. It's crazy that they didn't make that a non-buildable area, but it is what it is. I mean, I guess the devs could still go in, give a warning out, get it patched, but instead they've done this as a solution to people that can't get elements. I'd still address that. It's such a hot spot for element shards. It's the hot spot for element shards on the map. There's got to be a better way around this, guys. I know, yeah. Come on, you've done the volcano before. There's still time. Let's perhaps think about patching that to be a non-buildable place. A few exploits have been patched, probably a thing regarding golems that we found out recently that I thought was pretty good. You know, you're sacrificing a golem. I think they've patched that out now, but it'd be good to hear from you if that is indeed the case. So another thing a lot of you have been feeding back is the teleport function that you can do on official servers, but you can't in single player, which seemed to be a crazy exclusion. Why isolate single player people from being able to do that? Well, it's quite obvious after thinking about it. The teleport function is a much needed thing for official servers because, of course, PvP and people trying to lock down those portal realms. But for single player, you don't need that. You can still have that nice sense of adventure, rocking up to the portal room to travel back and forth. But there are still some of you out there that want to have this function, and there is a way around it. And that's by simply ticking off your single player settings within your general settings before hosting a game. Now, of course, that's going to mess up all of your other settings like difficulty and such, but that is the workaround at the moment, and shout out to Dolly who told me this last night. I think they are going to try and patch something in later on, but that is a workaround if you really want that teleport function until something's patched in. Another thing you've been very vocal about is the Fenrir. Yes, a reward-only creature you can get from the bosses. That is the only way to get yourself a Fenrir, unless you change the config settings for them to wild spawn in, but that's for another time, for another video. And even if you get one, you will find out they aren't breedable. That's right. A lot of people aren't happy about this. For a lot of work and effort to finally get your hands on this thing, that's it. That's all you get. Non-breedable Fenrir to perhaps be somewhat of an ultimate trophy. I think that's what the devs were going for. And let's be honest, you're lucky you're even getting it. We weren't expecting it, that's for sure. But I do think there's some scope for it to be breedable down the line. So just keep on at the devs, make a stand, keep being vocal about it. And I do think they will change it down the road. Maybe not immediately, maybe in a few months to come. In fact, GG Fizz, we've had on the show before, is going to drop a video tomorrow, I believe, on a number of recommended changes. So please do keep an eye on Mr. Fizz. You've got an Evo event this weekend. Oh, lucky you. They dropped on a bit more breeding, so as well as your harvesting, your taming, you got that 2 times breeding all over the weekend until Monday the 20th. So get involved, get stuck in. You've not got long left to go. If you're unofficial, just get involved. Jeremy, one of the big dogs, co-founder of Wildcard, put out a tweet quite recently talking about ARK, the animated series. That Gareth Coker, the musical genius behind the scenes that's creating all of the soundtrack scores for the franchise, for the games, the films, the series. Yes, there's no films yet. There might be soon in the future, though. Watch this space. Has put out a bit of a tune regarding a theme surrounding Mei Yin that you can go and listen to right now. I'll leave a link to this in the description. It's very nice to hear. It's definitely a theme that certainly has a take on what I would imagine Mei Yin's character would be. I'm trying to be a bit skirting around some issues there. I'm going to leave it like that. Go and listen to it. It's lovely to hear a new musical score by Mr. Gareth Coker, and I look forward to hearing more about it. A platform. When? Where? Come on, Jeremy. Give us the info. What's going on? Where can we watch this? We need to know. So after that overwhelming overload of ARK 2 information we got with the launch trailer last weekend and then the details that were dropped on the Steam page, there was something I completely overlooked, and it's just worth quickly running through. I feel like it's kind of covering ground we've been through before, but there's a few examples here that I didn't see before that the devs have addressed in their own message from the founders, from them to us, telling us about how excited they are for ARK 2. So the big one with how they've introduced their letter and the blurb that was put in the community crunch at the time of this trailer being launched, it does sound like we're going to be playing as Vin Diesel, Santiago, starring experience as he seeks to protect his daughter. It really does read like we are going to play as Vin. I was certain that wasn't going to happen and we was going to just follow in his footsteps or something to that degree, but I don't know, we might actually be playing as Finn. I think that's a bit of a dicey play myself, but we'll have to wait and see how that one materialises. Of course, you're going to want to create your own characters. But it reads like you're going to play as Vin Diesel. I don't know. I just wanted to point that one out. So there was a big emphasis on this whole third-person only gameplay, with a few elements, nods to games, I think that are definitely worth pointing out that the devs have addressed here. The big one being they're looking to be on par with Assassin's Creed automatic parkour. You know the one, context-sensitive interaction of any obstacle you go up to. So instead of actually free climbing, you're going to automatically interact to anything and climb that way. They even go on to address Breath of the Wild, explaining that they're looking for a very similar mechanic to this, where it is automated, it's context sensitive, that when you go up to a cliff, you automatically climb it, and then you've got a climbing meter which will drain over time. And that's probably the best way to go about it, because this could be quite a complicated system already with what's being promised. So to have that sort of automated takes an element out, and it works. It's been proven it works, so why not implement that awesome mechanic into the sequel? As mentioned before, they're looking to go for proper Souls-like combat with rolls, blocking, dodging, parrying, combos. And a lot of you was telling me I can't be comparing it to Souls. Well, joke's on you, because the devs have said exactly that. They want Souls-like gameplay, end quote. This is what they want. If you're a fan of the Soul series like this, you're in for a treat. And one thing I missed before is the creature scale combat. In their words, that they're looking for visceral attacks. So when your Rex attacks another Rex, you will see the gore, the animation of the attack. You won't be meshing through them. It will interact and rip apart skin, flesh and bone, meaning this could be a really gory game. There's going to be an age rating on it, that's certainly for sure. With everything else that's been offered, it really is a great time to be an ARK fan. I can't wait to see more details on it, and we've still got some time to wait. It is now next year, 2023, being a Steam and Xbox timed exclusive, coming to PlayStation sometime later on after that. And there's still a bit of a way to go. There's job openings still going out there for ARK 2. A lot of them like senior technical animator and artists and riggers. So yeah, it seems like ARK 2 is still in development. I guess, you know, it makes sense. We've still got a lot of time to go of this year, but it's a bit worrying. But then again, if you want a job, get involved, get in touch, chat, talk to him. And there we go. That completes your news for today. If you enjoyed it, comment below, let me know. And till next time, my name is Raasclark. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, drill's going off. Somebody's fixing the bathroom. Peace out, top.